Chapter 4. Character. The acts by which we live and the attitudes by which we act must be clear beyond question. Principles alone can endow our deeds with force and meaning. Let us be true to what we believe, that our beliefs may serve and honor us. Loyalty inspires understanding, and understanding cooperation. These are the clearest evidence of strength. Do not be the victims of temporary contentment and petty satisfactions. Aspire for worthwhile aims that shall be ideals for succeeding generations. Feel the needs of others more than your own. If we permit ourselves to be tempted by narrow self-interest and vain ambition, if we barter our beliefs for short-term advantage, who will listen when we claim to speak for conscience, and who will contend that our words deserve to be heeded? Learn not only formal education, but also a self-discipline that should be worth inheriting. As a father should bequeath not only wealth to his children, but also provide them with proper education, so that they may have a richer and fuller life. So should it be the duty of those for whom much has been done to show gratitude. Let us not recoil in hatred against those who, even while protesting their freedom from bias and prejudice, reveal by their actions that the poison of discrimination has left its lasting effects, and by this reaction reveal that we, no less than they, are susceptible to that virus which is called intolerance. One seldom minimizes the value of money earned by the sweat of the brow, however small it may be. But for the extravagant, even a huge amount of money is worthless. Whenever conflict arises between material and spiritual values, the conscience plays an important role, and anyone who suffers from a guilty conscience is never free from this problem until he makes peace with his conscience. It is only natural for man to strive toward a better life, to wish to educate his children while he himself was uneducated, to desire to shelter and clothe them while he himself was naked and scourged by the elements, to strive to spare them from the cruel diseases by which he himself was ravaged. When these ends, striving towards a better life, are realized at the expense of others, at the cost of their degradation and poverty, these desires, which are not intrinsically immoral or pernicious in themselves, must be frustrated, and the means by which these otherwise legitimate ends are sought to be attained must be scorned and shunned. That which does not give respite is the feeling of a guilty conscience. I have lived too long to cherish many illusions about the essential high-mindedness of men when brought into stark confrontation with the issue of control over their security and their property interests. There is nothing better one can leave behind than a worthy and memorable name. Where are we to look for our survival, for the answers to the questions which have never before been posed? We must look first to Almighty God, who has raised man above the animals and endowed him with intelligence and reason. We must put our faith in him, that he will not desert us or permit us to destroy humanity, which he created in his image. We must look into ourselves, into the depth of our souls. We must become something we, continued, have never been, and for which our education and experience and environment have ill prepared us. We must become bigger than we have been, more courageous, greater in spirit, larger in outlook. We must become members of a new race, overcoming petty prejudice, owing our ultimate allegiance not to nations, but to our fellow men within the human community. Unless we find the requisite courage and fixity of purpose to rise above our petty selves, we shall be broken on the wheel of our own invention, slaves of our own despotism. The spirit of Africa is deserving of the greatness which Africa demands of it. Let us prove ourselves worthy of it. He who suffers, conquers, and in the final resort wins the crown of victory. Place principle above all else.